Thanks for joining me for this Met Office 10-day trend, which could be, certainly in terms of temperature, a bit of a roller coaster ride. This time of year, we get big variations in temperature, and certainly over the next few days, we're going to see that. A cold snap is on the way, but it really will be quite a short, sharp shock, really just lasting through Friday and into the start of the weekend, because during the weekend, it is going to turn milder, and also for some of us, pretty wet also. What happens beyond that into next week and as we approach the Easter weekends, well, there's quite a lot of uncertainty, as we will see, but some hints that it might just turn a little bit colder. That's all it is at this stage, however. As I said, more on that in just a second. First of all, let's focus on a cold spell that's definitely happening this Friday. This cold front swinging its way across the UK. Lots of isobars on the chart. A windy, blustery day. That cold front will bring a band of rain sweeping across, but perhaps more importantly, introduce much colder air. Let's rewind the clock and see the source of that air. Following on from this cold front, you can track those isobars all the way up to Greenland. So much colder air swinging in across the UK. A significant wind chill during Friday and a big drop between Thursday and Friday as well, because at the moment still temperatures getting into the teens. Quite pleasant in the sunny spells on Thursday afternoon, especially over northeast England, 14-15 degrees. By Friday afternoon, temperatures are going to be struggling even with a bit of sunshine up to the high single figures, and when you add on the strength of the wind, it will feel quite a lot colder. So, as I said, quite a significant wind chill, quite a big drop in temperatures, and there will be some wintry showers as well, hail, sleet, and even some snow showers down to lower levels at times across parts of the north in particular. More especially over hills, that's where we're looking at a little bit of snow accumulating, but snow to lower levels isn't at this stage expected to cause too many issues. But certainly it will be cold through Friday night, and the potential for a bit of ice as that cold front swings away. And we're with the cold air to start the weekend. However, as we run through the weekend, low pressure systems dominate, and look at that milder air being drawn across the UK. So the weekend starts blue but ends yellow as those temperatures start to rise. Low pressure is still in control, and there's still a lot of isobars across the UK, so it is going to be windy, but the wind's now coming in more from the far southwest, bringing that milder air, but also therefore bringing the moisture. So they'll be bringing quite a lot of wet weather, especially to more western parts of the UK. But the main theme through the weekend, it could start pretty chilly, but it will be turning quite a bit milder, and it will be blustery. This next chart shows that rain in the west quite dramatically. Two main computer models here, the Met Office UK model and the European model, both highlighting the same thing really. This is the rainfall accumulations through Sunday and Monday as we get those westerly winds picking up, highlighting those western hills bearing the brunt of the heavy rain, whereas parts of the east with some shelter may not see much rain at all. So quite a contrast there, but both models with that strong signal for some pretty heavy rain over western hills. Not expecting to cause too many problems at the moment because it's been so dry recently, but just something to keep an eye on. What happens beyond that? Well, we're then looking at things changing perhaps as we go through the middle part of next week. The low pressure systems being blown in by a strong jet stream through Sunday and Monday, but signs as we go through Monday that the jet stream starts to just track a little further north, which could just allow higher pressure to start to build up from the south. And that's the main trend, it looks like, as we go into the middle part of next week, shown here on the probabilistic trend through next week. The dates going forward there across the top. Previous computer model runs going down the y-axis here. Again, this is the European model, and this is showing quite a strong signal here. The red blocks there from Wednesday onwards, red meaning that higher pressure is more likely than the blues, which is low pressure dominating through this weekend. So quite a strong signal there, even going back in time through previous model runs, that will see that higher pressure dominating from midweek onwards. However, the different types of high pressure can be shown by this chart, which shows the wind direction trend, if you like. Red meaning more southerly winds are likely and milder air, but blue meaning northerly winds are more likely. And the most recent model runs there, both highlighting a shift to bluer colours as we go towards the Easter weekend. But notice, if we go back in time, that signal isn't as strong. In fact, a few model runs ago, it was more likely that we'd have southerly winds. So that just highlights the uncertainty as we go towards Easter weekend about whether we're more likely to see northerly or southerly winds. The more recent trend, yes, suggesting that it could turn a little colder through the Easter weekend, but there's not a lot of what we say confidence in the forecast because that's quite a recent switch around. And so there's more uncertainty in the forecast. If we look actually at the European model, we call a deterministic model, the main model forecast actually has low pressure for next Thursday in the latest run, and compare that to yesterday's run, whereas it's got a low pressure but in a completely different position. So that just again adds to the uncertainty as we go towards the back end of next week and the Easter weekend. But the most likely trend at the moment is perhaps that it could just turn a little bit colder. But for more detail on Easter, stay up to date. We'll have some detail as we go through next week. But certainly next week it does look like starting off pretty mild and pretty wet also. If you've got plans over Easter, then make sure you stay tuned. As I said, we'll have more details as we go through next week, and the best way to stay up to date is to make sure you're following the Met Office on social media.